Le'Veon Bell challenging Jake Paul to a boxing match. So, obviously I'm a bit of a Jake Paul dick rider. Ever since me and Chase went to the Jake Paul fight, I actually have been a huge fan. Every single time Jake Paul has fought, I have bet on Jake Paul every single time, and I've yet to lose money, obviously, because he keeps winning. I think the beauty of it is he is so hateable, so everybody really wants the other guy to win.
I mean, yeah, he's super easy to not like.
Yeah, but I think it makes people overlook the fact that he's a very good boxer. I don't think Jake Paul is like a generational athlete or anything, but he invests an incredible amount of time into boxing. Anybody who invests an incredible amount of time into anything should be very good at it. I think people are like, it's Jake Paul, I fucking hate him, and he was on Disney Channel. Somehow that makes him not a good boxer. As far as a boxer, I don't think he's a pro fucking boxer, all right? He's not going in there with Canelo. But as far as like a well-trained intermediate level boxer, he's very good.
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley is an absolute stud. I hate that people are really making excuses for Tyron Woodley. On Twitter, he's a fucking UFC champ.
Yeah.
He might be 37, all right. That's certainly not prime age. You'd probably want to be, I don't know in the boxing world, but I know in the NBA it's 29. 29 is like peak athletic age. So he's a little old, but I mean, he's a fucking tank, dude.
Yes.
And he can hit
would
hard.
Fuck you up.
So I hate to dick ride a little bit, but that all leads us into this, which is hilarious. After Jake Paul KO'd Tyron Woodley, that shit was lit. It was such a clean punch, dude. That was fire. Definitely was not rigged. I hate that people are saying that, bro. Who's gonna get punched in the face like that for it to be rigged?
Yeah, he knocked out cold.
But this is hilarious too. It's so funny because I have been sad. I will say that Le'Veon Bell has kind of fallen out of the spotlight. It's kind of been downhill. It feels like ever since he did his big contract dispute.
Yep.
But he really did. There was a couple years where he really revolutionized the run game. He invented basically a different way of running the ball, and a lot of running backs adapted to it. But it also shows you how replaceable that position is, because Bell, to be in his prime like he was, and then just actually L+ ratio fall off is crazy. Le'Veon Bell challenges Jake Paul to fight him, not small dudes who can't box. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell's just talking his shit, but Tyron Woodley was 2 pounds heavier than Jake Paul at the fight. Like, they are the same size. I get the Nate Robinson thing. Like, that dude's actually a midget, basically. but Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul are the same size, all right? So I don't get this. But I think this is funny. Le'Veon Bell is the latest NFL running back that wants to step into the boxing ring. Unlike Frank Gore, however, Bell doesn't want to be on the undercard of any Jake Paul fight. He wants to face off against Paul himself. Frank Gore got shit on, by the way.
Yeah, I seen that. And I think it was the dude that, I don't know how many fights there were, but I seen one dude, he was like, this is my one and done. He's
it was Darren Williams, the guy who beat Frank Gore.
Yeah, he's like, I am not doing this again.
Darren Williams, who was an absolute stud for the Nets, there was like a couple years where he was like an absolute all-star. He's very good.
Yeah.
He looked like an alcoholic father. He had this shit, dude. He literally had a dad bod, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, this is Darren Williams? Yeah. He was a stud. I mean, I'm sure, he still is, but I just think it's so funny.
He almost like chucked Frank Gore out of the ring.
He pushed his ass, dude. That was not boxing, bro. He went... just pushed him. So Le'Veon Bell on Twitter says, "Fight me. Stop trying to fight people who can't box." I'm gonna be honest, Le'Veon Bell. You get knocked the fuck out by Jake Paul.
I would think so. Yes.
Unless he's been secretly training boxing. If Tyron Woodley got knocked out like that, there's no shot that Le'Veon Bell is going in there winning.
The only thing that Le'Veon Bell has for him is he's like bigger. That's it. He's like 30 pounds heavier than him. But that's it. I mean, unless Le'Veon Bell has been like training, like dude, Jake Paul, I feel like has been training night and day, like
for years.
For so long to do this shit. You're not gonna just train yourself in a month and then go in a ring.
You need to have as much experience as he has. That's basically. I mean, you could have a little bit less and then be significantly bigger, which he is.
Yeah.
But unless Le'Veon Bell secretly has 2 years of boxing experience, he's
and then like having like the conditioning too. Like you could be an NFL player, peak condition, but get in a boxing ring and get dogged.
Oh, absolutely.
By a boxer. Boxing is so tough.
Yeah.
Just like hitting the bag for 5 minutes even. You're dead.
Yeah.
Shoulders are on fire.
It was kind of the Nate Robinson thing. I think these guys and like I would do the same thing if I hadn't now seen Jake Paul box enough. Right. I think dudes just say to themselves, they're like, I am athletic. Yeah. And this is basically fighting someone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I am bigger and stronger than Jake Paul. So I'm gonna go in there and fight him and beat him. But it's really technical sport. There's a lot of strategy and like finesse to it. And I think people think it's just like a UFC fight, basically, where there's no rules. But I don't know. I think it'd be hilarious though. It would be fucking hilarious. So Le'Veon Bell's 225. Jake Paul weighed in at 190. Actually, quite heavy.
It does say here, it is worth noting that Bell has some experience with boxing. He has never participated in any sort of fight, but he has used it during his NFL career as means to train.
He took up boxing in 2020 when he was on the Jets and used it to get into phenomenal shape. Yeah, that really helped him with the Jets. It's not good. It's unclear whether Bell is continuing with his boxing. Yeah, I have seen a video of Le'Veon Bell boxing on Twitter, and it is superbly unspectacular. It's nothing special.
Yeah, it's like you said. He just is very athletic. He was amazing at playing football, so he automatically just thinks he could take someone in a fight. That doesn't seem to be as athletic in his eyes. Because, Le'Veon Bell is probably triple athleticism than Jake Paul.
Oh, 100%.
In a lot of aspects. But, I mean, it
only
only
goes
goes so far.
Bro. I couldn't roll up and play tennis, you know?
No, right.
I would get fucking shit on by even like a mediocre 6-year-old woman who knows how to play tennis if I stepped in to play tennis right now. Even though I'd probably tell myself that I'd whoop her ass.
Someone said Jake quote tweeted him.
Jake Paul tweeted at Canelo.
Yeah, I was just
he
gonna
said, I hope you're training. He's just see. Okay, here's the question: do you think Le'Veon Bell just wants a paycheck? Like, do you think he's like, fuck, I'm kind of watching the NFL. I want to get some money.
That was
or do you think he's genuinely
that was
pissed
my
off?
first thought.
Yeah, I feel like I would too. I mean, it's smart. They're getting paid a lot of money, and that really puts you in the spotlight. To be honest. Oh, I see it. He said, "Hey, Tyron Woodley, this clown saying you can't box. How about you show him as part of the next MVP event? Tyron would drop you faster than the Ravens."
Oh, where's that at? Is it like down?
Scroll up. It's 5 hours ago. Yeah, that is a good point though. I don't know why Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, I think Le'Veon Bell just wants a check. There's no way he thinks. I like that Tyron Woodley got the rematch though. I really do.
Yeah, that was cool.
Dude, whatever happened to Tommy Fury? He just fucking dropped out, right?
I think
it's like a medical condition?
Something like that.
That fight would have been sick.
Dude, if he actually fought Canelo, he would get his ass beat, I think. But
how sick would
that
it be,
would
though?
Do so good in views, I think.
100%.
Wow.
It gives me McGregor Mayweather vibes.
Yeah. Or what's this? Logan and
Floyd.
Yeah.
That was fucking corny. I hated that, to be honest.
Because
but
there
the
was
thing
like
is,
no.
Logan's not a good boxer. Like
Right.
Jake is a pretty good boxer. McGregor was an okay boxer. That was cool. The Logan Paul one was dumb.
There was like a no knockout too. You couldn't.
No knockout clause in Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather.
Do you think the Paul brothers will ever fight each other?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think at this point, Logan probably wouldn't because Jake Paul would just kill him at this point. I think.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. I think Logan's pretty big, though.
He's huge.
Big, like a lot bigger.
Yes. No, if Logan Paul couldn't beat KSI, bro, he's not fucking beating Jake Paul. Because Jake Paul could beat anyone who is not trained.
I don't think Jake would take that fight with Le'Veon Bell though. It's not big enough. Like it's not like it's like nothing. He's not. It's not. It's a lose for him. If he wins, it's like not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And if he loses, it's a really big deal.
Yeah. He's definitely sick of people telling him how good his opponents are. Like that's probably why he wouldn't. He's only gonna continue to fight people better than the last one. Like Nate Robinson, that wasn't that impressive. Askren wasn't that impressive. Woodley was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And now he definitely I see what you mean. I think he would turn this down because he probably wouldn't see Le'Veon Bell as a better boxer than Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Which I would be shocked if it was. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I would love to see Le'Veon Bell versus Tyron Woodley as the undercard to whoever Jake Paul fights next. Because that's what he's saying right here. And if you're Le'Veon Bell and you want the check, you get the check anyway. So I'd fight anybody.
Yeah.
If I was him. I mean, and you're willing to go through with it.
God damn, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Right. Woodley was a wrestler in the UFC though. Yeah, I don't think Woodley's like an incredible boxer or anything, but this is I would say is the relatively legitimate win that especially with the KO. I think people are coming around to the fact that he's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, same with Ben Askren. He's like mainly wrestling, but to be in the UFC in the first place, you got to be able to throw hands. So
yeah.
No matter what, if they're wrestling dominant or not, that shit's impressive. Coming from a dude that didn't do like that, he wasn't a boxer growing up. He just picked it up within the last few years. So
just saying, fuck
that
it.
shit's nuts.
That KO was hype as fuck, dude. I was absolutely hammered in the bar watching that.
Yeah,
I was just looking at my phone like I probably watched it like 80 times because I was so drunk. I was like trying to process like what am I looking at?
Oh, that was
Jake Paul
hilarious.
KO Tyron Woodley.